The audience suddenly noticed that the numbers on the paper, illuminated by the flashlight, were increasing. Moments later, they began receiving notifications that money had been deposited into their bank accounts. Meanwhile, the balance on the wealthy tycoon's account kept decreasing. It turned out that the entire audience was made up of clients from the tycoon's insurance company. These were people who had been denied proper compensation after suffering accidents. After completing this spectacular performance, the four horsemen prepared to leave the stage. Agent Banner quickly rushed up to arrest them, but the audience immediately swarmed him, allowing the horsemen to escape right under his nose. It wasn't until afterward that Banner realized his phone had been implanted with a tracking chip. This meant that the four horsemen had been able to anticipate his every move. Using a counter-surveillance system, the police tracked down their hideout. Once the horsemen realized they had been exposed, they left Jack behind to destroy the evidence. The others quickly escaped. When Banner stormed into the room, Jack used a deck of cards as a weapon and vanished behind a curtain in an instant. As more backup teams closed in, Jack snatched the handcuffs and restrained Banner to a chair. Then he perfectly imitated Banner's voice to divert the approaching officers. Jack hurried downstairs, stole a car, and tried to flee. But surrounded on all sides, his car hit the curb and rolled over several times. When Banner tried to rescue him, all he found were a few sheets of documents. In the end, Jack was engulfed by flames and presumed dead. Based on the information from those documents, the police uncovered the four horsemen's next target. They rushed to the warehouse to set up an ambush, but when they opened the doors, the safe had already vanished. It turned out one of the agents had been hypnotized into ordering the safe to be moved. The police managed to intercept the transport truck on the road. They followed the clues to the next destination. They were convinced that Dylan Rhodes was the mysterious fifth horseman. But when they finally opened the safe, it was filled with nothing but balloons. Meanwhile, the remaining three horsemen were about to begin their final performance. The police scrambled to chase them down, only to tackle what turned out to be a group of decoys. The real horsemen appeared on the rooftop of the building next door. After giving a brief farewell, they jumped off the roof, releasing a storm of cash into the air. But Banner quickly realized that the falling money was fake, all printed with the four horsemen's logo. At that moment, Dylan arrived at the underground garage. Suddenly, the police appeared, and Dylan was framed as the scapegoat. When Banner interrogated him, Dylan firmly insisted he hadn't stolen the money. Suddenly, it was as if everything clicked in his mind. Meanwhile, Banner, who had been in the holding cell, mysteriously disappeared. The truth was, the safe had never vanished, had been hidden by the four horsemen using an elaborate optical illusion. After the police left, they smashed the mirror, opened the safe, and took the money. And the person who came back to collect the cash was none other than Jack. Back then, the entire team had coordinated perfectly, using visual blind spots to stage a crash with another car. The body inside that car had actually been stolen from elsewhere. Finally, all five of them gathered at an amusement park. Dr. Banner officially announced they had passed the test. They were now officially part of an ancient magical society.